This computer. All right. Hey, friends. I want to do some wins because I always like to start off with some wins, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about sugar cravings, sugar addictions, to leave you with something to. Oh, yeah, Amanda's getting on. To help you, and I think you guys are all in the no sugar September, or the no sugar or squats. Lots of so we'll be talking about that, but let's start off with some wins. My first non-win is breaking my stinking toe. But here's my win from it. While I'm not running right now, I'm not annoyed at all, you guys. I am finding ways to get a decent, legit workout in while not hurting my toe anymore. And guess what? Jumping on the trampoline is a decent workout and it doesn't hurt my toe. So I did that with my kids today, like bonus points for being the cool mom and getting my workout on. But yeah, I'm just pivoting, and I'm proud of myself for allowing myself to pivot and still working out every day, even with my stupid situation. I don't even have a good story. It was so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not the only one who's going to share wins here. You can either drop it in the chat, or you can unmute, or if you're already unmuted, just tell me. Tell us a win you guys got going on.
Reset, day 1, almost complete, and I have not cheated one time.
I'm so proud of you.
That's huge. That's huge. I'm a cheater when it comes to these things sometimes. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't cheat like eat a whole meal, but like if there's a grilled chicken breast on the counter, I'm snagging a piece. But not anymore. I've made it day 1, and that's usually where I screw up. So, yay, wins.
Going strong.
Good job. Reason.
Huh?
It squats for no reason.
Because you want to look good in that swimsuit, girlfriend.
That's
We got the swimsuit ready in a month and a half, or 2 months. 2 months. You're at 2 months.
So the fronts of my thighs are burning. Oh my God. I feel the burn.
And it's not the meta burn.
Yeah, and it's not the meta burn. I'm feeling the real burn. I haven't felt that burn for a minute.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
So, burn. No.
Huh?
I was like, it's somebody else's turn.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. Nicole.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my biggest win for today, honestly, was that I took my dog for a big old walk around the park, and we met a couple other dogs, and he didn't totally freak out.
Yay! That's good.
So it's exercise and mental centering.
I know. I'm starting to realize that I need to step up my dog mom game, and my puppy needs exercise if I want to like him. Let's be totally honest. He's a lot.
A tired
dog. He's a lot.
Tired dog is a good dog and a happy dog.
Yes. And a happy mom. Valerie got Mackenzie moved to her upstairs apartment. I bet you got your stairs in for the day, your flights in that weekend too. Love it. Okay, cool. Does anybody want to share anything else before I start talking about how to kick the sugar addiction? No. Cool. All right. Oh, I'm going to do a plug real quick. We have less than 2 hours remaining on the Labor Day Hydrate sale. So make sure you go and grab it. It's the discount is automatic. If you haven't been on and looked, or if you haven't ordered yet, the discount's automatic. There is a specific combo. It's the Labor Day twin pack of Hydrate. You have to very specifically select that, or you ain't getting any kind of deal. Okay. It's $53, so it's a $9 savings on the twin pack. And all 3 flavors are available, which is really cool because the only way you can get cucumber melon is all by its lonesome. So this is a way where you can combo it up and get the cucumber melon as well. I bought 8 packs today and I'm thinking about buying more before 9 o'clock. So, and also if you have anyone that wants to order it, shoot them a quick message and say, hey, Hydrate's almost off sale. Go get you some. Do you want me to make you a cart? You can send people carts if they're existing customers too, if you guys didn't know that. So make sure you get that in before 9 p.m. So I don't know if cucumber melon is it has not been announced as a, I don't know, a non-limited item, limited edition item. I don't know how to put that. It is currently still limited edition. They always do like a big announcement when they bring something on the regular product lineup. They told us when they released it that it was limited edition, but they have a lot of it and it should last all summer. Like they were very smart in that plan. But you guys, the more you order of it, the more we tell them how much we love cucumber melon, the more likely it is to become a forever thing. I want it to be forever, if you guys didn't know. I like the smile in my mouth, as Elise put it. Someone else called it heaven. It tastes like heaven. Okay. That was a quick plug. So let's talk a little bit about sugar. So, sugar, we talked about like being addicted to sugar. Actually, that is actually a thing. You can actually be addicted to sugar. If you don't know this, the brain receptors, the neurotransmitters that go off when you eat sugar are very similar to those transmitters that go off when you do certain drugs. And so if you think about what's happening chemically in your brain at that time, it is very much in line with an addiction. The positive here is you don't get the withdrawal symptoms that you get with drugs, thankfully, but it can clinically be an addiction. Okay. So there's multiple reasons why, cocaine and heroin. There's multiple reasons why you're addicted to it. It's not just those brain receptors. It's not just up here. Okay. We work in gut health. We know that there's stuff going on all over the body, right? So a couple of the other things is the more of the physical, not the mental, not the neuropsych side, but the physical. Okay. So blood sugar instabilities. Okay. We know a lot about blood sugar around here, right? Your body. So when you are insulin resistant, which 88% of the population is, we try here to fight that and make that number less. And I'll have all those plexus people not have insulin resistance and be insulin sensitive. But when you are resistant, your body is craving that sugar because you are in this constant roller coaster, basically. And so when you start to dip or crash, your body wants to come up to, your body wants to be here. Okay. It doesn't want to crash. And so it sends the signal of, and like makes you crave the junk food, the simple carbs that is going to make your blood sugar do this as quickly as possible. So you don't end up down here. Okay. So you eat that and then you end up here. And then when you end up here really fast, you end up down here really fast. And then you end up back up here because you craved it and you ate it, and you're just constantly doing this cycle. Very unstable blood sugar, obviously. So part of it is your body's natural response because you have kind of fed into this insulin resistant situation. Okay, because it's trying to find a level ground. There's also the candida. If you don't know, the not so great bacteria or the yeast overgrowth also in our body craves the sugar and the carbs and those kinds of things because it feeds off of them. There are actually, I don't necessarily, it's the easiest way to call it is bad bacteria. There's not necessarily, bacteria isn't bad. It's just more of like a balance of the good and the bad in our systems, right? However, the not so, like the bacteria we don't really want in there and multiplying at massive rates craves and feeds off of your carbs and sugars because you fed it. Like you have too much of that bacteria because you're feeding it the junk. When a lot of you have noticed when you start healing your gut, you start craving healthier foods, right? And so we're feeding that right bacteria the right foods. So it's your sugar cravings is your gut saying, I'm not healthy. Feed me, keep me alive. I like it being yeast overgrown because your yeast feeds off of those carbs and sugars. And that's why when some people first start like the triplex, they can end up with massive sugar cravings because as your candida is dying off, it doesn't want to die. It wants to live. It wants to thrive. It wants to literally take over your body and kill you and eat you alive. That's what candida does. It breaks down your body when you die. And so those sugar cravings are it saying, I want to live, keep feeding me. And you're multiplying that candida situation. So another one of the physical things is, train just fell off the tracks, you guys. Oh, deficiencies. So if you're dealing with various different deficiencies, then you are more likely to crave the carbs and the sugars. So deficiencies in things like chromium, guess what's in the pink drink? Magnesium, zinc. There are certain vitamins and minerals that if you are deficient in it, you are more likely to crave the carbs and the sugars. Okay. Dehydration can also lead to more sugar cravings. Literally how you eat. Okay, so the more carbs and sugars you eat, the more simple, especially carbs. So simple is going to be like the highly processed, like cereal is going to be a very simple carbohydrate. A complex carbohydrate is going to be more like brown rice. Like I just made a wild rice with like it had lentils and quinoa and stuff in it. That is a complex carbohydrate. It takes longer for your body to break it down. There's fiber in it. There's more protein in it. It doesn't, the glucose, the sugar in there doesn't go into your system in 2 seconds. It takes longer for it to get into your system. And that also is what keeps your blood sugar from going boo, 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 boo. And it's more like, oh, we're just riding the waves. Okay. So those are a few of the things. The last thing I'm going to note on why our society is so addicted to sugar is because it's everywhere. Our culture is all about it. How often do you see a commercial or an ad for lettuce? I don't think I've ever seen one, y'all. There used to be, I want to say like bananas, but there used to be the like Bonita banana. You guys all know what I'm talking about, right? Those are not, I haven't seen those in a while. Now I see like vaccine ads instead. But lettuce is super cheap and it ain't ever being advertised. Right? But what about like Snickers? Remember the Snickers? I talk about the Snickers commercials all the time. Snickers are advertised all over the place. Guess what? Lettuce is cheaper than a damn Snickers. It's also going to last you a whole lot longer. Right? Even the king size isn't going to last as long as the lettuce. So our like culture, marketing, the food industry wants you to buy the foods that they created super, super cheap, and they want you to keep buying it. So they put a whole bunch of sugar, and they'll especially put things like corn syrup in there, which corn syrup is super cheap, but it also gets into your blood system faster than regular sugar, and it's more addicting. So it causes you to spike and get that reward. So we were talking about the addiction. There's this reward feeling. You're addicted because you get a high, like it's like a high, and you feel like you just got rewarded, and you're just like, oh my gosh, that was so good. I want more. So corn syrup is in Snickers, FYI. And it sends off those brain receptors really fast, and it causes you to want more and more and more and more and more. Lettuce doesn't do that, y'all. No, not even close. So our food industry not only is promoting it and putting it all around us, where we're like, ooh, food, yeah, Snickers, yeah. But they also make our food to make us want it more and cause us to crave it. And not only just have one, but we're not just going to get the fun size. We're going to go for the king size. Woo! Right? And then if you think about our traditions, what do you do when you go to a birthday party? You
Cake and ice cream.
Ice cream, cookies, cupcakes. Piñatas have candy in them.
I eat salad.
Lettuce. Lettuce.
Here I come.
What do you do when you go to like an event where you have a sit down like catered meal? What's the last thing you eat?
Tyson said lettuce.
Lettuce. More lettuce. That's actually the right order that you should be, but no. You eat dessert, right? What do you do when you go to a wedding? What's like one of the big things you have to go, or like, what's that bag? You got to go order your wedding cake. Cut the cake. It's a whole big tradition, right? Our traditions are centered around food, but if you think about it, there's this huge center around the dessert side of things. What is Halloween all about? Candy. Valentine's Day. Like, what happens during all the holidays? Cakes, cookies, candy, like all the crap. So we're just always being inundated with all of these thoughts, and with it everywhere. And you go to someone's house and they gotta make you something special. So it's no surprise that so many people eat cabbage for St. Patty's Day. Oh my God, I love you, Amanda. It's no surprise that so many people are addicted, and type 1 diabetes is, or type 2 diabetes. I guess type 1 is at a high, like going up too. But type 2 diabetes is one of those main things people are being diagnosed with these days. 88% of Americans have insulin resistance. That's an astronomical number, right? That's ridiculous. And so it's everywhere. So how do we like calm that all down is really the question. Part of it is eating less. Like, let's be real. We have to eat healthier. I will say, like, I was addicted to sugar. I was fully addicted to carbs and sugar. And when I would try to take it out of my diet and do like this no sugar September that I started when I was back in my addiction days, all I would think about then was all I would think about was having some damn ice cream. I'd be doing the squats. I'd be squatting every day. I haven't had to do a single damn squat because of the sugar challenge. I've been squatting, but not because I've been eating the sugar. Because I broke my toe. I can squat with a broken toe. So just saying I'm not going to eat it isn't necessarily going to work. That's where, we're coming in and we're drinking our Slim, we're doing our triplex, we're filling in those nutrient gaps, those deficiencies. That's a huge place to start. And I'm like, well, that's one of the easiest places to go, is supporting your blood sugar by drinking a drink, right? Getting that candida out by popping some capsules. taking your X Factor, taking your Bio Cleanse. That's a super simple way that I think we all know about. But what else can we do? Hydration is super important. So we need to be hydrated. That I've already plugged for Hydrate. Go grab your Hydrate. Making sure you're drinking your Hydrate every day is helpful. And if you guys didn't see, I put a challenge out there. If you're not doing this already, you need to start. The reset was magical for getting me into this and so many other. Do not have caffeine the first 90 minutes when you wake up. Okay. Instead, drink Hydrate. You're going to drink Hydrate first thing in the morning. And no caffeine, no coffee. I'm going to even say no active for 90 minutes because we want to support healthy cortisol levels. And if you're drinking caffeine first thing in the morning when your cortisols are at an all-time high, you are just leading to high stress because that's what your cortisol is. Okay. We don't want to increase cortisol when it's already at its highest during the day. So being hydrated, drinking your half your body weight in ounces of water. Some people say a gallon of water, making sure you're getting your Hydrate. That's going to help reduce those cravings. Also, what's on your plate? You might still have some cravings. If you fill your plate the right way, we can reduce those cravings. Protein is your number one go-to. That's just cortisol from Tyson. So cortisol fluctuates throughout the day. It's kind of like melatonin. So melatonin is a hormone that adjusts your sleep cycle. Cortisol is kind of part of this. It's not necessarily just a stress hormone. But it helps kind of control the cycle with the melatonin too. And so you're going to be at the high. I think there's like 3 times a day that it gets elevated. But the highest is first thing in the morning, and then it dips in the evening. And you definitely don't want to be drinking caffeine when you go to bed. 5 hours, guys, if you don't know, 5 hours. So that's just how it's part of that hormone fluctuation that we ride throughout the day. So protein, you want lots of protein. That protein is going to help cut down those cravings. Also, I was talking about complex carbs, like I was talking about the rice. The more fiber that is in your carbohydrates, the better when it comes to cravings. Get your veggies in. Your veggies and your protein are going to be 2 of the biggest go-tos for reducing those cravings. Swap out the kind of sugar. So you have a craving, you want something sweet. Instead of reaching for the Snickers bar, I was talking about how that it's got cane sugar. It has regular sugar or corn syrup. It has cane sugar is sugar. It has regular sugar and it has corn syrup. It's got both of them in there, guys. So that is going to come in your system and raise your blood sugar levels real fast. Instead of eating the Snickers, grab a peach. I'm going to say peach because I've just been jamming off peaches because I bought 23 pounds of them and they're almost gone. But grab like a fruit. The beauty with fruit is there's more fiber in fruit. And it being a natural source of sugar, it is not going to elevate your sugar levels and it's not going to come into your system as quickly. You're not going to absorb it and those brain receptors aren't going to go think quite like corn syrup or refined sugar. Okay. So kind of swapping out what you're using to calm that craving. Also, first thing in the morning, the most important thing to have on your plate for breakfast is protein. It's better to save your carbohydrates for later in the day, that your body processes the carbohydrates better at night. And if we start our morning with all of our carbohydrates, it immediately sets your body off to want carbohydrates the rest of the day. So that's what, if you guys haven't seen yet, I start with a veggie scramble every morning. I love my veggie scramble. I crave it. I start my morning with like so much protein, you guys, just chock full of protein, because I used to start it with a freaking bowl of cereal and a protein shake that was not a quality protein shake. I'm not even going to tell you guys what was in it. I'm super embarrassed at this point in time. I used to not have any idea what I'm talking about now. But I would start my day with that bowl of cereal. And guess what? Every meal after that had some really good little nuggets in there, some little dessert, little treat in there. Yeah, I don't do that at all anymore. Like I told you, I don't have no squats over here yet. There might end up being some squats, but we're good still. So those are some tips on helping you break it. Does anybody have any questions? I've answered the ones kind of in the chat. Questions, comments? Nothing from Sassy Bud over there. She's just eating her cabbage and her romaine.
Well, technically not right now, but you just wait. I got a whole pot of cabbage waiting for me.
My dad grew some cabbages this year in his garden. I'm not kidding you guys, they're this big. I have one in my fridge right now. And I brought 2 rotten ones home and fed them to my ducks, and my ducks are like all over them.
You got to train your ducks to make them fly into the pool like that video I sent you.
Well, one of them has a broken wing, and she's literally duct taped right now. So I gotta wait till she's no longer duct taped.
Gotta get some duct tape for the duck.
It's so good. And then my 4 babies, their wings are still only like this big, so they can't fly yet.
Oh, they're so
They're
cute.
massive though. They're huge. They do not look like babies. Teresa, do you need any help with her? Okay, cool. All over it. All right. I'm going to stop recording.